surveys on the one hand in Europe versus dovish ECBers. Which way do you go?
I think you go with the positive side. And I think that what we've seen over the course of the last few months, when people have really been taken by surprise by how robust the euro has been, is that it's not just interest rates that matter, and there are transmission mechanisms for stronger growth that go beyond interest rates. And I'm thinking particularly of the degree to which systemic risk in the eurozone has diminished, and those diminishing risk premia have held the currency up, and whatever happens to interest rates. And that, I think, is the balance of risk going forward. So we watch very closely, for instance, the performance of the bank stocks in the eurozone, in the periphery in particular, and think that's a positive force for the euro, which is perhaps underestimated.
All right, we've had Draghi being dovish. We've had some dovish comments out of the US as well. Do you go long euro or dollar?
I still think the risk is of a squeeze higher in the euro from here. And the interest rate side on both sides is playing out relatively dovishly. But that there are other factors, specifically the financial performance in the eurozone, where just a small amount of positive growth, which is really what we have at the moment, is sufficient to see those risk premia compressed. And it's less riskiness that is the reason we like the euro rather than higher rates.
We've also got this split, it seems, at the Fed. Dudley, Fisher, Fisher questioning credibility of the Fed, the potential political showdown in DC. How damaging is all of that for the US?
I think relatively limited at the moment. That if the Fed's credibility really were to come into question, that would no doubt be a major dollar negative story. What I would tend to take as the barometer of that is what's happening to inflation expectations, as that will really be the key as to whether the Fed is perceived to be losing its grip on the economy. And inflation break-evens, for instance, have picked up a little bit, but not massively so. And that for me is the barometer of whether the Fed's credibility is really in question. So far, it doesn't appear to be. In question.
And the rest of today, I mentioned the EFO. We got a bunch of ECB speakers as well. What's going to drive FX for the rest of the month, do you think?
I think you have to say that the critical factors are going to be the coming FOMC meetings and the US payrolls reports, as we know that's effectively what Fed policy is linked to. That for me will be the critical stepping stones, is the shape of the US labour market and what the Fed tells us that means for policy. Most of the other data flow in the world is playing second fiddle to that.